Okay, part 3 of the fairest of them all, despite some technical difficulties. We're back, we're ready to solve this puzzle. I did get about probably halfway through spin number 5, but I wanted to take it from the top, just since I'm going to be clearly making a three-part video for one single logic puzzle. I figure we'll make it a little bit more coherent by starting from the top of spin 5, which is this slither link, and then from there the last part is quite simple. I've looked ahead and gamed it out because I've had so many difficulties kind of adapting GIMP and other things for this stream, which hopefully in the future will be easier. Um, but I've looked ahead and we're ready to go, and I'll just kick it off. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a loop in green, and I will also draw some red lines to indicate where the loop is not. Now, to begin, I want to look at these threes. In the interest of time, I'll probably do another video about, as I've said multiple times, I'll probably do some other logic puzzle videos in the future so I can talk more about some of the nuances where I can spot patterns like these very easily. This one, I won't explain this one, but I'll explain something that I'm about to do over here, which is a little bit easier. But especially like in a grid format, it would actually be very easy to explain. But it's in this circle format. It's gonna be so hard to kind of illustrate anything. Um, but anyway, say I'm just gonna mark these edges as I can't mark those, or I can't have those in the loop, and on we'll go. So what I mean, actually, let me start by let's do all the zeros. Let's say no, 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 no. We'll get all our little red marks on these zeros, saying those edges can't be in the loop. Nope, nope, nope. Anything kind of reaching a dead end also can't be in the loop. So, bunch of these. What else? One up here. Anything else? Any other zeros? Okay. I can mark this 3. We have to have these two. These two are a pair. Like if you have one, the path demands the other one, so those have to go together to make the 3. Since these act in the same way as that, like having one demands the other, we actually can't have both for the one, so I will delete those. Now to make sure, I'm going to be checking this every so often. It might be a little disorienting, but I'm putting green and red on separate layers so that at the end I can have one big loop on a single layer, which will make the final puzzle a little bit easier. And so I'm just going to be checking that every so often to make sure I don't put colors on the wrong place. Don't mind me, Here's a pair. So while I'm talking about these pairs of things, so like again, both of these would have to be edges, and since we have a 1, that can't be. So I will unmark both of those. I can do something with these 3s. So I will talk about these 3s. The way this works is, let's assume I take these 2 edges. If I do that, right, and I won't use red, but these 2 can't be in the loop. We can't have any sort of T intersection. The loop never crosses itself, as the instructions say. And so we don't have enough edges left for this 3. So what that means, again, is my guess was this corner. So ultimately, needing 3 out of 4 edges around this guy, only one of these, we don't know which one, but only one of these is in the loop, and the other 2 must be in the loop. And if we kind of reverse the whole thing, we also get these 2 edges. So this pattern shows up around these 3s, and the derivation for this little pattern here with 3 greens and 2 reds is very similar. It's very similar to, assume one of these is not in the loop, and you'll see what happens very quickly and why that can't be possible. So we have a 1 that is complete. We have an edge there. We have an edge here. Some other things. This is a dead end. Where shall we go? So a lot of this, having done half of it in the last video, a lot of this is going to be these pairs of points. So if I look at, like, for example, this 2 was, I think, where I started last time. So what happens is, again, we have a pair of edges. This one, which forces this one due to the path, right? Such that because this is a 2, either both of these are colored or neither of these are colored, and we have this instead. And so, but the end result, regardless of which combo I pick, is my path goes from here to here. And I'm going to start marking corners with dots like this. And it's helpful because on this side, right, knowing that it's going to go this way or this way, but not both ways, I can now come out in this direction and additionally kind of mark off this one is complete. So we can keep traveling, hit the threes. Now we've got to wind in an S shape. This can't go in that direction or it would hit itself. Can't go up, it has to go out here. I can go mark a lot of things in red. I don't have to mark all of it. Maybe just this can't be, this can't be. This ends up being some sort of box. So I'll actually just mark these and that'll box this off. Not so it's not too cluttered. This is not, so we'll mark that. Back to where we were looking over here. I suppose I could, I'm kind of wanting to glance. I remember there were a lot of areas of the board I hadn't addressed last time, but I think we're good this time. So over here in this corner, right, knowing that we have to have this or this, we can't have this one line coming in here. It would kind of throw that off. Either we'd have a T or we'd have a dead end. So I can mark that. Did I mess up my colors? Oh, good. I didn't mess up my colors. And so this is not an edge. And now something kind of interesting happens. This was, I spent a couple minutes after the last video like thinking of what was going to happen next. And this is like kind of probably the propulsion for the rest of the puzzle is if I make the assumption that, so again, we have a pair of edges here. Here's a pair of edges. We're going to do that a lot. We're doing pairs and corners all the way through. So here's a pair, right? So it's either this or this. I'm going to mark those corners. That's an ugly little dot. Let's make that a little nicer. That's a little bit nicer. So what we have here is we have these two dots. We're going to connect them in some way. We don't know which way, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to assume, just for a moment though, that we're going to assume this way. And what happens is if I cross off these, right? Now the only two edges left on this two are here. The path has to continue this way. And I blocked this off just now. And by doing this, I can't have a T. I cross out these two edges, and now my 2 can't be done. I've crossed off 3 edges of 4. So ultimately, I've got this contradiction here. All that I started by making this edge. I know these corners have to connect, and now I additionally know that they can't connect this way. They have to go this way. And that is going to unlock a lot of different things for us. So first, we'll mark these two as non-edges. Second, we will notice now that these two corners, if I can mark them without making a mess, like throwing paint on the wall, these two corners are paired. So again, it's either this way or this way. We don't know which, but we know that the path has to come in this direction now. And now we're safely meeting this junction. So we can start marking this edge is not in the loop. Where else? I'll keep going in that direction for a moment because, again, in order to finish this 2, we have to do that. This 1 is actually complete, so I'll mark that. And now we can finish this 2. Come back as we're forced to. Can we do anything here yet? I think I want to make a little progress down here that's going to help. I think we had that in the last videos as well. So what we're going to do is assume, okay, so this is a pair of corners, right? We have to either go this way or we have to go this way. And let's see. With that, I'm going to make a guess. I'm going to make a guess for this line. It's going to cross this out. I shouldn't use that. I should be careful of my colors. I'm going to cross that out, but it's going to force me to take this path. I can't close this. I can't have any sub-loops, loops that aren't part of the larger one. So I can't have this edge. So I'll make a turn here. And what I'm really focused on is this 2 right here. I think this 2 is impossible. With my guess I made, this 2 is impossible. Um, this 1 has to be here. I can't go this way, right? Otherwise both of these are blocked. These are junctions. So I would have to have these 2, and now I've sort of got this is gonna close off, and it's all bad. So ultimately the guess I made was this line. That is an incorrect edge, so I will mark it as clear. Now I can correctly finish the 3 and actually get this 2 covered. This corner I'm going to mark because we either have to go this way or we have to go the other way right here. I have a little bit more red I can spread. Actually, this is the 1. The 1 is complete. I'll mark that edge. If I go south here, what's going to mess up first? I believe it's this 2. If I go south here, I can't. The other green for the 2 has to be here, and then this has to turn in both directions, and now we have 3 edges around this 2. So that's not going to work. Instead of going south, I must go west. Go west, young man. I will throw some edges out here. This whole stretch is going to be blocked off, so I'm actually going to mark that. And now I can add my edges here. Let's see. Again, here we have a corner here because it has to go in these 2 edges or not those 2 edges. I think, okay, so having this, now I can go back up here. I think I just wanted to flesh that out to where we had it before, and now I can go back up in this direction. So if I choose to get these corners by going in this direction, since this gets crossed off, this gets crossed off, right? Without that, in order to fill this 2, we have to do these 2. And now we've got a subloop, so that's all wrong. And instead we'll go south and east. Having done that, I'll make some marks of where we cannot go. The 2 is complete. That would be a dead end. Yeah. We have a 1 here, and we know that our path has to continue either in this direction or in this direction. So that'll fulfill the 1. I can actually unmark these lines. Can I make... I'm going to make an assumption. This is, I think, having worked through most of this, this is, I think, the... aside from that, that jump up here is pretty difficult, kind of marking that corner and realizing what contradictions it made. That's pretty difficult. But this is also, this was definitely something I remembered because it was very difficult for me to try out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to guess that the path goes in this direction. And what I think we're going to be looking at generally in this area, we're going to keep our eyes here. But if I go in this direction, right, the first thing that happens is I can't go this way, otherwise I'm forced to go here, and that violates the 1. So I'll keep moving in this direction. We've completed both of these 1s. We can't go left or right. We have to keep going in this direction. I can't go this way, right? I'll be looping back around on my 1, so I'll close off the loop here. And again, it's this 2 we're going to keep our eyes on, because at this point, I know this 1 is complete, right? I know this 2 is complete. Where this edge would be a dead end if I had it on the loop, so that's gone. And so is this one. This one's a dead end. And now I've crossed out too many edges of this 2, so we've reached a contradiction. I can rewind all the way back to where I extended my loop this way. That's not going to happen. I'll mark it. And instead the loop will go that way. First, let me extend some reds here. I can't have this edge, because if I did, I would have to turn this way, and that 1 would clearly be a problem again. So I'll mark that off. This would be dead end, dead end. And now I'm going to start going in the other color. And unfortunately, shoot, I've just marked. Oh, good, it's only a few marks. Again, I've broken my rule of trying to keep these on separate layers. So let me undo a couple. I think it was just 4 marks. It was just those 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add them back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Apologies. And now I will start extending my loop. This is there. I have this 1 ready to go here. That's the only edge left. So that has to make a turn, which also has to make another turn. It can't form a little enclosure here, so I'll continue on in this direction. We will mark these edges. That's a dead end. What else? This is, I can't make a T-junction here, so we've narrowed down the last edge of this too. I believe we finished this one, so I have to keep going west. I can't go north, that would be 2 edges. If I make it a little more clear and mark that off, this is now a dead end. I'll mark that off, and now I can do this too. It has to go this direction. If I mark another edge here for that T-junction, we now have only one left on this, which turns here. This is going to get a little interesting. So here, first of all, the path has to go either left or up, and that will fulfill the one. So I'll mark off the other 2 edges. Also here, I can mark off as right, that's a T-junction. So now that I've marked off both of these, I can't have the path go in this direction because it would have to go all the way through and make an enclosure. So I know that both of these are out and both of these are in. So having done that, I can actually finish this 3 here. I should be able to mark quite a few walls off. There's a dead end. Something there. This kind of still looks like it could go all the way through this little area out in this into this section. So I'll leave that for the moment and return back up to the north. So this clearly can't be. We've already finished the 2. I can extend the loop on both sides. I can go down here and I can go down here. We still can't enclose. We can't enclose this, right? So I'll mark that off. And I think I had this in the last video as well, but this is actually a corner that's got to go around this too in one way or the other and meet up here. Let's see what's going to happen next. Oh, I see. So regardless of whether I do this or whether I do this, I cannot have this edge. This edge would either be a dead end or it would be a T. So I'm going to mark that edge off. And that's going to help me because if you look right in, let me also double check my colors. Looking good. If you look, I'm going to try and circle it to the best of my ability. At this little area right here, we have 4 green lines coming in to this little opened web. Right, this one doesn't count because it would kind of it would merge with this, and that's actually what I'm aiming at. I'm aiming at an assumption on this line here. But basically, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 lines coming in, which is good. They have to pair, right? They have to, in order to form a full loop, we can't ever have an odd number of lines coming into a closed off section, right? So what that means is if I do this, if I make that line, which I incidentally just drew, if I were to guess this, now I only have 3 lines coming into this area, right? And there's no way to make a loop out of them, right? Either this one will connect and now this is a dead end, or this one will connect this way or this way and that's a dead end, right? So there's no way to connect these 3 lines in such a way that solves the puzzle. So I can actually know for certain that this edge is not there in the puzzle, and I think there was probably easier ways to derive that. That was probably a convoluted way of looking at it, but and it's a little bit hard to tell as well with the way I'm drawing these little red lines. But maybe if I had been like somehow like erasing all of these, if I had been erasing these lines somehow, it would have been a little bit more obvious that 4 lines are coming in and that's the way it has to stay, and so this line can't be in the loop. So now I've finished this 3 here. This is going to curve up. I noticed this can't be a closed loop. That's bad, so I'll actually go in this direction, which will force this. So that 2 is complete. That 1 is complete. That looks really good. This can't go down. The one I just said is complete, so we'll move over here. And now we're almost there. This 2, oh look, we have been kind of waiting on this. So this 2 obviously can be completed there and move over here. If I help myself out and first check my colors, good. If I mark off the edges of this 2. What does that do for me? Just this last little bit. We're almost there. So it's looking like let me make the following guess. Actually, I keep second guessing myself. I think I'm going to make the following guess. I'm going to make, whoops, let's get the right color here. I'm going to make this corner. I'm going to make, or, how, I guess I need to refine this guess. This guess is not very specific. I want to narrow down whether it's going this way or whether it's going out in this direction. And in order to do that, here's what I'll do. I'll guess in this direction because it looks like, right, if I guess that, just moving into this corner and then being forced to move out of it. That's one guess. It's not 2 guesses. It's 1 guess. These edges get crossed off. This will get crossed off. This 2, look at this 2 now. This 2 has to have these 2 edges, which gets forced like that to break the 1. The 1 now has 2 colored, so that's all bad. So I think that's the last thing I have to undo here. Yeah, that looks good. So what that means, the end of the day, I'm actually not going here, and I'm not going here. That means I can extend this line out 1. Doesn't necessarily have to connect there. But let's see. If I go in this direction, if I go east, these 2 corners I determined have to connect. There's a little, it's kind of forced by this too. So I would have to connect this, and that would be an enclosed loop. So I can't go east at that junction. So I'm going to mark that off. And knowing that, again, we have to connect these corners, and then the path will continue here. So that 1 is complete. I'll mark off its other edges. Now we know that the path has to curve this way. The 2, in order to be complete, has to have this edge, which will complete that too. This is just not going to happen. We're not going to go east and get driven into that corner, so we're going to go this way. And now we have a complete loop. And if I did everything on the right layers, yes, that is the solution to this slither link. I will briefly take a moment to let's go through and kind of, I want to check the numbers to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. I don't exactly have an answer checker, and right in this being an incremental puzzle, we have to check our work all the way through and make sure we're not making any mistakes. So the fact that we solved it at all gives us a pretty good indication. But if I look through, I can do sectors at a time, right? 1, 2 here, 0. Move 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, and we can kind of keep looking all the way through this and making sure that everything has the correct number of edges. And if so, we will move on to the final step of the puzzle, which should be the easiest. And I agree with this solution. This is good. It checks out. Simplest rules of anything so far, like such a short section compared to, something like this. So finally, goodness, all the way here, 3 videos in, how can I do this? I need to remove the numbers and remove this puzzle. We're going to go on to the last section here. Now the instructions say, using the loop from spin 5 and rotating it as necessary, observe the riders get on and off the ride. What does that mean? Riders enter and exit only at a point where the loop makes a right angle turn. So I think what that means is, I have a rotate tool, which should make this pretty easy for me. What this means is, I'm imagining it's unique. So here I've got, if I turn this off for a moment, I see a 1. Well, I guess let's keep reading actually. Riders get on in a circle and off at a corresponding star. They always travel through the loop such that they would move clockwise on the part of the loop that runs along the outermost edge of the ride. So that's basically in this direction. You can kind of follow it around, but every time it hits the outside, we have to be going clockwise. That's our direction. And this looks like a counting mechanism. We'll get to that. But most importantly, for the first part, it says they can turn exit only when the loop makes a right angle turn. So I imagine that's going to be unique, right? So again, I've got a 1 up here, and I have a 1 over here. It says start at the circle, end at the star. And if I'm right, see, currently this star doesn't sit on a right angle. So what I'm going to do is rotate. And this is going to be a little obnoxious, I think, because I need to see if there's a setting sometime to but it leaves the previous uh, layer there before it rotates it. So that's something we'll have to get through. But basically, I have to make it so that if I rotate it that way, you see now this one has a right angle on it, but this one doesn't, right? This only has a straightaway. So I believe there's only going to be one unique way to rotate this so that each pair of numbers always lands on a set of right angles. There will always be one way to do that. And finally, for the final rule, what are we going to do once we've accomplished that rotation? Count the number of straightaways that they ride. A straightaway is a ride segment between two right angles. It can be radial or parallel, and it can include multiple car edges. So I think what that means is if I get a pencil here, it means that I'm not counting car edges, I'm counting straightaways, right? So that's one edge, not two, that's one. So I would count something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That would be 5 edges. So all we're going to do is total those up, and I imagine these puzzles usually use alphanumerics to get their answer, right? So I'll probably convert the letters, or the numbers, into their corresponding letters of the alphabet. A is 1, B is 2, and we'll hopefully have our answer if we did everything right up to this point. So actually, in the spirit of that, I'm going to pull up a notepad. Let's see. There we go. I have a notepad. Hello, I can type in it here, so it'll be in the upper left corner of the screen. I'm going to keep track of the numbers there, so we're not having to put them on the GIMP window or anything like that, and just in case we have to rewind and things. So, jumping right into it, I have to align these ones. Now, bear with me. While I'm rotating, you're probably going to have a hard time telling where I'm going to end up. But I promise once I rotate, it should work out. So here we go, right? I've got the one at the top is on a right angle, the stars on a right angle. I'm a little disappointed it's not going to be perfectly aligned. I think it's because the puzzle itself, the picture of the Ferris wheel is not centered, and so my loop ended up being slightly uncentered. So that's fine, it's close enough. We can see. All we have to do is count straightaways. So, number 1. Again, we have to go clockwise. We're starting here. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm counting 19 straightaways. So that's going to be the first number in my notepad. Let me undo that rotation here. Maybe. There we go. And now we got to find the 2's. Actually, before I rotate, I need to say, hey, where are the 2's? There's a circle. And there's a star. So knowing that, we have to get them both on right angles. And that's not it. That's it right there. Right. So now, again, we have to go clockwise and meet the 2 at the circle and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm counting 9. Rinse and repeat. Number 3. Where are the 3's? We have one out here, one on the very inside. Oh, this is a mess. This is really hard to see. Okay, I think it's right there. It's a little off, but that upper left corner is where we're stopping. So we're going to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yell at me in chat if I mess this up. But I'm going to keep trucking here. So undo. Number 4. We have a 4 on the east. We have a 4. Where's the stars? Northwest. And that's just already set up for us. That's the default configuration. So we're going to just go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I count 23. Is that the right star? It is. 23. Number 5. Where are the 5's? I have a circle, and is that the star directly south? Nope, That's not going to be it. That's not going to be it either. Is that? No, no, no. There it is. It's that right there. Now this circle, we have to go clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a nice short one. Don't make me count for long, right? Okay, that was 5. We're moving on to number 6. I see 6 here. I see it's west. This is the other star. So here we go. Let's just move that slightly. No. There? Yeah, okay. It's actually better. In this case, the off-center is favoring me, so we're going to start here. We're going to make sure we're going clockwise along the outside, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice and easy. Thank goodness. Undo. Number 7. Right there. Oh, they're right next to each other. I started looking across the board, you know. Wow. Nope, that's not it. Is that? I think that's it. Let's hit rotate and find out. Yeah. So it's right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice and short. As it kind of looked, they were close enough together. I gotta do number 8. 8 is the star is northeast. The circle is southwest. This is gonna be a longer one. That's not a right angle on the star yet. How about that one? Nope, not there. Not there. Let's go all the way around the other way. Nope. How about... Nope. There it is. That's the one. It doesn't look like it because this is, I think, this is clearly like the most off-centered we can get, but it's there. So we're going clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think we're taking a 12 there. And now number 9. Number 9. Thanks, Paul McCartney, for ruining a single digit for my entire life. I need... Okay, no, I can see them very clearly. Actually, these are very easy to see, surprisingly. So there it is. It's right there. All the way at negative 180. We're going to have clockwise. I think it starts at this upper left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll take it. It looks like 5 to me. And finally, number 10, we have the star in view, and there's the circle. So I'm gonna have to rotate that. That's not quite on a line right now. So nope. That's it. That's the one. The last basso loop, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and too far, let's backtrack 18. And if I convert these to letters, I get, because I can do these in my head because I've been solving puzzles for way too long. Make it stop, please. 6 wheels? Why does it have an E there? I don't know. I mean, I expect it to be 6 wheels, but that's 10 letters. We definitely have 10 numbers, so let's just throw that in the answer box. We can always check our answer. Ready? 6 wheels. Incorrect. Incorrect. What happened? Why? Is that because, like, Ferris wheel's not spelled with an E at the end? Like, why is that? Let me Google that up. If we Google up 6 wheels, yeah, it says it's a typo. Maybe it's 6-wheeled? Like, did I go in the wrong direction? Did I maybe... It looks like I started from the right point. Like, it's definitely a long way around, but maybe, like, 6-wheeled? Nope, that's not correct. So, what did I do wrong? I have one viewer. Help me, please. What's going on? Is this, Why isn't this the answer? Let's just type maybe... I'm sure it works without spaces. But it says we're incorrect. Did I get my conversion wrong? Let me double check. W comes before X. H-E-E-L-E-S. So I'm converting these correct. So either I counted wrong or, you know, something worse. But I mean, it's 10 letters and it's almost there. I can't imagine what went wrong. It's not 6-wheeled. I like 6 wheels is a perfect thematic answer, right? We have six. This puzzle was 6 Ferris wheels. It's beautiful. So what have I done wrong? My victory. It's slipping through my fingers. No, no. Um. Oh. Whoops. Sorry. I seem to have hidden the puzzle words. Let me. I can solve this. We can. There we go. If I move this down, now you can see this is how I converted the the um the numbers. I can't think what could I have it feels like the ES something went wrong. Like I feel like I need to redo the last two. But like the 10 looks solid. I'll do this one more time, but it lines up. Like they're definitely on right angles here. We've got, and we're going clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 is an S for sure. Oh. It's not an S. It's an R. I did S at the beginning. I feel so ashamed. Let's try that again. It's correct, people. That's it. That's a 3-video puzzle. I can't all the things. That's me for you. I'll work and I'll work and I'll work and I'll work. But but at the last second, I'll make a crucial mistake. I'll misconvert the last number into an S instead of an R. So, thanks to my buddy ericmoreorless chatting to me here, telling me, hey, R is close to S. Wheeler is an important word. So yeah, man, you got me. You got my back. This is why I need people in this stream. This is why I need you all to help me correct my mistakes. I am slow, but I am steady. I will sink into the quicksand and you will think I am dead, but I will come out covered in molten lava on the other side of the earth, trudge all the way back around and complete my goal. And that's how we'll do this. because clearly I can do 6 Ferris wheel puzzles, but I can't convert the letter 18 properly to an R because I'm going to get cocky and mess it up. And I quote my buddy, face planting off the escalator to heaven. Oh, that's like that's like the perfect health scheme right there. You got to be careful, right? Like they make you think you're going to heaven, like they give you this infinite escalator ride, and then right at the end, like down you go, see you later. That's me. So so I think that's a take. That's a wrap. We can throw that in the last video, and that is the first of many MIT Mystery Hunt puzzles. I cannot believe how long that took me. I hope all of them don't take this long. This is definitely going to incentivize me to solve most of them beforehand, like kind of wrap it up into a nice presentation form, and then like work through it in a faster way than live, because this is a mess. I mean, this kind of necessitated with the logic, but we've got, if I'm on the screen here, yeah. So we've got 5 more puzzles in this area before we have a meta. And all of them are going to be pretty crazy. I've taken a glance in advance. Like, look at this. Look at this. We got a bunch of shapes to fill in. This one's a brochure. We've got a brochure to work through, people. Like, this is going to be exciting times. Oh, it's not even loading. Look at this. Look at this brochure. I got to print this out. I got to get a webcam out. We got to fold and cut and who knows what. We've got, and then actually we've got some easier ones. So maybe next video I'll do this one actually as immediately striking me as something that's more contained, and I can probably do it in an Excel sheet on one window instead of sprawled and flailing with GIMP and color coding and all sorts of other things. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hoping to enjoy more of these soon. Stay tuned.